I believe this is the video that catches us up. Welcome. Tonight I want to talk about rest and pleasure. Something that I've talked about before, the importance of rest. And it is still something that I am working on. You know what? Actually, I want to talk about people pleasing today. And how hard it is to distinguish that from genuine care. I think especially women or people who have been raised socially indoctrinated to or seen or perceived as women or treated as inferior in any sort of way and have been forced to appease other people. If you fall in under any category of that sort, I think you understand the process of really figuring out where your desire to care stems from. And again, you don't have to be a woman to know this experience. It can be someone who has been treated as less than, and so therefore your coping mechanism is, okay, well, what can I change about myself? What can I do for somebody else? How can I serve you? You know, if I'm not of use, if I'm not needed, then where is my value? That kind of a thing. I think that experience applies to a vast range of people, no matter your gender, your experiences. And so I'm speaking to this population. It has been really hard lately to be able to distinguish the actions that are coming from a place of people pleasing versus coming from a place of genuine care and like love and, oh, this is the kind of person that I am. Of course I'm gonna, give you a little gift basket, or of course I'm gonna write you a little letter because I really appreciate this. And I think I'm starting to understand a little bit. I feel like it has to do a bit with addition. Basically, is this filling me up? Is this adding something of substance to my life? Is it adding something of substance perhaps to somebody else's life? Versus, is it coming from a place of lack, or is it coming from a place of fear of trying to hold on to something? Am I apologizing? Am I over apologizing? Am I overextending myself because I feel like if I don't, I'm going to lose something? Is that where it's coming from? Or is it coming from a genuine place of appreciation and gratitude and saying, thank you. I have this for you as a token of my gratitude, kind of a thing. Versus, I feel like I have to thank you because otherwise, what would you think of me? Otherwise, X, Y, and Z, because I haven't done enough. And so I'm going to go above and beyond in order to show you that I deserve admiration, or I deserve appreciation for my work, or I deserve being seen, or I deserve a second chance, or I deserve this, I deserve that. And it's really hard because the world, your mind, everything will play tricks on you. And sometimes you'll do things and you'll look back on them and be like, oh my God, I was doing too much. Or, oh my God, I read the situation completely wrong. Like, I misread somebody's tone and I got afraid. And so I over apologized, or I, tried to say, oh, I try to defend myself. I didn't do that. That wasn't my fault. And yeah, it wasn't your fault, but that person wasn't insinuating that it was. That recently happened to me where one of my coworkers made a comment and I was like, oh my God, did I I know I didn't do anything wrong, but is she trying to be Like, is she trying to send me a hint? Like, I feel like sometimes I miss those things, and sometimes that's why like I overanalyze things, because I'm afraid that I'll miss a cue. And so I was like, oh my god, wait, no, that's like so bad. And then as another response, I was like, wait, but I'm not sure, because it was a misprint in something. She said, oh, these things misprinted. And I said, oh no, crying emoji, you know, like, oh no. And then as a second text, I said, wait, I don't think I printed those. Almost as like, hey, like, not my fault, you know, like, I don't want to come off too aggressive, like, hey, I didn't do that. I'm sorry they ended up misprinted. But I also wanted to be like, hey, like, that wasn't me, because I was so afraid. And that comment came from a lack instead of an addition, I guess, which is kind of hard to explain, but I hope the example is making sense. And then my coworker was like, oh my god, no, it's not, I wasn't blaming you at all, it's not your fault. I remember that we had the task given to this other person, and I was just like, and I knew, there's a part of me that also was like, I don't think she means it in that way, but I'm not sure. And so when I got her response, I kind of felt embarrassed, because I completely overanalyzed and misread the situation because I was afraid. And I'm glad that I recognized that. But still, you know, I still had that feeling. I still acted on it. And it's so upsetting, because I feel like this causes me to mistrust myself and like my own kindness. But I know that as long as I'm operating from a place of genuine love and genuine care and a genuine effort to make, you know, other people's lives a little brighter, I know I won't feel bad about that. Even if I look like a fool, even if other people say whatever. But if I am operating from a place of lack, you know, it might look good to other people because I'm going above and beyond, but I know that internally that's not going to make me feel good. That's going to just fill me with a lot of fear and anxiety and this like constant attempt to control and clutch onto every single thing. To, you know, literally it's about control. And so I know that if I operate from that kind of, you know, lack mindset, I'm not going to feel great. And so I am attempting to trust myself and to believe in the love that I have for others, because I know that I do have that. And I know that I love doing things for others. But again, it has to come from a genuine place of care, of love, of appreciation, of gratitude. And it can be really hard to pinpoint when you have spent so much of your life people pleasing and it becomes a habit. You know, almost an obligation, not something that you choose to do. So if you find yourself in that kind of situation, I'm sending you so much strength, and trust yourself and spread kindness. Love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.